Hey YouTube, Chloe here, and welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, welcome. So this video was a highly requested one by many of you who wanted to know my thoughts and opinions on women who share their prime time years and their youth and their vitality and often their fertility in exchange for essentially nothing. And women who choose, because it is a choice, to spend and invest their lives into men who do not marry them or men who do not provide a ring, or the financial security and or privileges that come with marriage, are women who often pay a serious price with their lives. And this narrative of allowing a man to string you along in relationships has repeated itself over and over and over again with many women because unfortunately it is a pretty common phenomenon for many women to invest their best years only to be a never married woman. Now, we as women go through many different phases in life, and who we are is different at every phase. We are different at 20 and at 35 and at 45 and at 50 and at 70. And in life, there are many milestones that a woman would naturally like to accomplish. And for most women, not all women, but most, getting married is one of those milestones. So when I hear people say that marriage is just a piece of paper or that marriage isn't a difference maker in a relationship, I automatically know that that person doesn't understand nor comprehend nor wants to comprehend or is trying to devalue the importance of money and power and respect and legacy. Now, can two people live together and be committed and share loyalty and finances and emotional support? Absolutely. But time is a commodity and a non-renewable resource that no woman can ever get back. And a woman, especially a hypergamous woman, should always position herself to be compensated for her time. That is what I call winning. Now, Chrissy and Jim Jones are what I call small fish reality TV stars. So I need to remind you guys that reality TV is show business and that, as the saying goes, no business, no show. So let me be clear. Chrissy and Jim, or Jim and Chrissy, as well as the countless others who are paid to throw shade and who are paid to throw drinks and who are paid to rip out weaves and who are paid to skull drag one another and who are paid to sleep with each other's exes and are paid to have these scripted screaming matches, and they are paid to have these endless confrontations and manufactured beefs. So it is their job to bring the drama and the smoke, and it is their job to entertain you. So please understand that the air quote selling of dysfunction is an entertainment formula that works. So Chrissy and Jim and Chrissy will continue to exploit their long-term situationship slash relationship and the why hasn't he married her trope for as long as they can milk it for a check. But I wanted to speak to the cautionary tale of spending your time, your valuable time, and dedicating your life to a man who, for whatever reason, has not married you. And I did a video on why marriage is more than just a piece of paper, and I will leave a link to it in the description box. But marriage is definitely more than a piece of paper, with the exception, of course, of being married to a dusty, because marrying a dusty is like hustling backwards. And in a marriage, a woman should never, ever have to work harder than her husband. But marriage and marrying a provider, when done correctly, will financially benefit a woman, especially a woman in her mature and advanced years, and or benefit her children or potential offspring in ways that an unmarried woman won't experience. There's health benefits and social security benefits because usually women outlive men, and access to a man's pension or his 401k or his 403b and life insurance and property and the agency, okay, the power that comes with being a wife, like making very critical financial and healthcare decisions should your partner get into an accident, Or should you have to bury your partner prematurely? Because trust and believe, you do not want to be arguing with a man's mother over what to do with his dead body. And there are also tangible, nuanced benefits to marriage, like being a stay at home wife or having the option of being a stay at home mother and having more time, okay? Time, ladies, to invest in the upkeep of your looks and being able to shop and the energy to rest comfortably in your femininity. Now, getting into a bit of legalese. If you are in a relationship, but you aren't married, but you are living together or cohabitating, or you are roommates, it is recognized by the state as a domestic partnership. And domestic partnerships, ladies, do not come with any financial benefits, with the exception of child support, and you have to have a child to receive child support. And I've stated this in another video, but I will say it again. But a man does not need a decade or more of your life to know if you are the one. And I know that this video will sting to the many women who are listening and are ear hustling, who have invested their prime years into relationships with unambitious men and indecisive men and men who drag it out and men who have strung them along. But for most men, and this will be a burn to hear, but for most men, it takes them no more than 3 to 6 months to truly know that he has found the one. Now, that is not to say that Jim does not love Chrissy, or that he isn't grateful for her, or that he doesn't appreciate her ride or die, stick it out to the end, we're in the trenches together mindset. And of course, Jim will be appreciative because he is the one who has reaped all of the benefits of Chrissy's time investment. But this channel is about hypergamy and femininity and the dark side of what men are capable of. And this channel is about teaching women how to see themselves as the prize and how to treat themselves as the prize. And this channel is also about learning how to use our femininity, ladies, to get what we want out of men. Men are not our friends. They are our investors. And this channel and my website, The Hypergamous Life, is about learning how to use your femininity to win. Because so many women are played and conned every day because they don't understand how men think or what drives men to greatness. And they don't understand the levels of game that many men use to get what they want out of women. And that includes conning you and stringing you along. And a man will run game on you and use you up without guilt. And if he hasn't invested anything in you, he will walk out on you faster than you can blink. So women absolutely need feminine education when it comes to men. But unfortunately, there are so many women who are groomed to sacrifice themselves for the greater good of the men that they are with. And there are women who have been groomed and engineered and conditioned to treat men as if they are the prize. And when a woman is young and vibrant and radiant and fertile and her best years are ahead of her, she often doesn't have the wisdom or the maturity or the feminine guidance to know that one day she will be 35 and 40 and 50 and, God willing, be able to partake in the blessing of maturing gracefully. And there are so many women who lack the self-esteem and the feminine education, because it is an education, to make quality life decisions that will have a profound impact on her future. Now, in my opinion, and I share this with the Hypergamous Hive on Instagram, Chrissy is a cautionary tale and a living example of what happens when a woman is not aware of her priceless value. And unfortunately, Chrissy, the woman, who is a very beautiful woman, by the way, not the aggressive and confrontational reality chick, has sold herself extremely short when it comes to Jim, because it is apparent that Chrissy has no legal rights to her man's finances. And if Jim were to drop dead or change his mind about his love for her, right, or meet someone younger, or he ends up getting someone else pregnant, Chrissy would have to hold a very huge an embarrassing L, and she would have to face the very ugly reality of wasted time. And these kinds of delicate situations where the woman decided to stay without marriage and decided to hold on to her piece of a man usually ends up happening when a woman plays the relationship game to not lose. And these are the type of potentially dangerous and sad situations that causes a woman to become broken and embittered. And many women have had nervous breakdowns from the overgiving of themselves to men. And this cautionary tale of a woman sacrificing her youth for a man who dragged it out usually ends up putting a woman inside of a hospital bed and into a straitjacket, because being abandoned by someone that you have invested in without a return would break any woman in half. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Jim will wake up and do right by Chrissy, because when a man truly cares about you, okay, I want you to hear this, ladies, he will go to the ends of the earth for you, and he will move mountains for you, and he will protect your integrity, and he will make sure to it that you are provided for while he is alive and even in his death. But the facts of life are, and I want you to hear this, ladies, that men leave and men cheat and men lie, and more importantly, men change their minds, and men fear getting older, and men are turned on by younger women, and men all of a sudden want to be fathers again, or fathers for the first time in their 50s and 60s and sometimes even their 70s. So as a woman, you cannot bank your future on the words and the promises of a man, because when it comes to father time, everyone changes their mind. And in life, nothing stays the same. So stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you in the next one.